Hello, I was just on Instagram Live, so it is up there. I just did a explaining my reading I did this morning on Instagram Live. So welcome those for our YouTube, Periscope, and the Guru Mama page. Thanks for joining me today. A couple things. I do have this cacao tea ceremony starting April 1st. So it's our next 21-day meditation. So if you are wanting to join me on this journey for the next 21 days, I really highly recommend it. You don't have to have the cacao. You can just have tea if you want to do it with a tea ceremony, definitely. But it is a beautiful way to start your day. It's a beautiful gathering. It's $25 for the 21 days. So if you're interested and you wish to join me for those 21 days, definitely let me know. It is it's pretty inspiring, and I find when people just to come in and gather in community every morning and putting that intention into your day for the morning, it is so powerful. The power of intent is beautiful. You know, when we are stepping into the power of our intentions is a beautiful, it's a beautiful energy. Sully D2, where are you from, Sully D2? Because I can't see where you're from. So you're asking about psychedelics. It's up to you if you want to do psychedelics. You know, just be aware, do them appropriately, and don't be a dumbass. You know, so it's your choice on what is your reason. What is your reason, right? I need some motivation in my life. Oh, Candace, yes, I got some good motivation for you today. Yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you, Sully. You know, drugs aren't spiritual. Well, Candace says drugs aren't spiritual. I could say yes, drugs can be spiritual. Ayahuasca, peyote are all spiritual drugs. Mushrooms are a spiritual drug. They depending on what is your intent? What is your intent, right? You know, if it is an intent to slip it into your drink, that's fucked up. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's not spiritual. That's bullshit. That's somebody trying to take advantage of who you are, and we don't want that. We want, you know, if you are in a safe environment with people who are able to be there and hold sacred space for you to do that trip, absolutely fabulous, right? But if it's in a space that is trying to get something from you or take advantage of you, that's absolutely wrong, baby. It's all has to be used with intent. I know people who microdose on mushrooms right now for their anxiety and stress. Absolutely fabulous, you know, and you know, this is where, you know, where is it coming from? And I'm having a bad trip. So I would say take it easy. I would just say sit, you know, allow, be, you know, just allowing yourself to breathe. And if there's anybody that you can call in that can help you, definitely call in so somebody can hold that sacred space for you. You're going to send out some love there for you, Sully, because it's not fun taking a trip by yourself, and especially if it's a bad one. So we're going to send in some really positive vibrations there for you, so that you know, that this process that you're going through, this process that's happening for you. I'm so over the festival, spiritual people. Oh, the festival, yeah. Learning to connect without drugs. Learn to connect without drugs, definitely. No, I understand what Candace is saying. Here, you know, where Candace is absolutely right. You know, I'm not Candace. Leo's right, of course. But coming in with it, it has not, you know, in this crazy psychedelic way where you are unable to still connect with Earth. Right? We need to connect with Earth. We need to connect. If you are unable to connect without the drugs, if you are able to connect without having to be here fully within your body, then there's something there that you are avoiding. So anytime, hey, you know, this is a great topic. Anytime before anybody takes ayahuasca or anything, there is a set where the shaman says, this is what you need to do before you come and see me. You have to do some work. You have to look at what is your blocks. You have to look, if you're on anything like antidepressants or any other type of medication, they don't want you to be on this trip. They don't want you coming in. Peyote too is like, it is the Navajo who oversee the peyote. It is one that they use it for their elders to help the elders with inflammation and things like that in very minor doses, right? There is where I am finding this is where people have to come in and sit with the energies, and it can be traumatic, it can be overwhelming, and it can be a lot on us, but it is so important that we need to be able to come within the body. And I know many of you, through trauma, that have had trauma, and there's lots of blocks. I get that. But there's also where we can become too reliant on the escapism. And that's one of the things, and if you're freaked out, go to the hospital. Definitely, Candace, good advice. So Sully, if you are really freaked out and you are in Europe, depending where you are, if you're in England or, Germany or anywhere like that, I mean, they have really good, facilities and trained people that can really help you to bring in that calmness, and to make sure that everything is going okay, right? Within your body, and your body's reacting, okay with that. So it is, and that's where this energy is. This energy is on fire. Yes, the moon is going to be going void, of course, later on. The moon is going to be going into Virgo. We have this energy of fire about going forward. Yes, I did get, this morning when I was explaining the cards, I mean, we got the Six of Wands. That's inspiration. That's going forward. There's a lot of energy about going forward, about us stepping into our celebration. What are you celebrating? What is that energy that you are wishing to celebrate? Yet I did get the Tower, because there's so much dismantling that's happening. So this is coming into, where, even in my post, in my blog that I wrote yesterday, that what is that loop that you're in? What is that energy that you are in that is constantly bringing you down? And this is where we have to step into a new loop, so we can change the road, we can change the avenue, and that is bringing in positive people that are like-minded, that are going to support us, that aren't going to drop fucking drugs in our drink and make us go off, right? Bring in, it's like if somebody does that, or somebody's around you who does that, who thinks that's funny, no, they're not your friend. They are not your friend. I don't care, how long they've been with you or whatever. That's not your friend. You want to bring in somebody who's going to bring in and uphold and lift you. And that's what we want to do. So what is that affirmation? What is that energy that you can bring in that can uphold you, that can bring you, because that fire energy is there. We have where the Venus is going to be hitting the sun later on this day, and it's going to gazini. So we're going to be in this new cycle of 30 days where she's going to go into this cycle of becoming the evening star. We won't see it for about 30 days because she's on the far side. She's on the far side of the sun, and she has to come around so that we can see her. And so we won't be seeing her for a bit. So it's like she's almost in this underworld of energy of transformation and change. This underworld of energy that has to, so that she can come around so that we can see that, because she will be the evening star for about 18 months, and before she heads into, goes along, and later on this year she will retrograde in Capricorn, and that's one of the signs that she retrogrades in, to make the pentagram in the sky. There is this beautiful energy that we need to allow for that burst of energy, that burst of coming through for us. And with Aries is across from Libra, and we're headed to the full moon to bring us balance, to bring us what relationships do we want around us? What is that positivity? What is that love that we want to bring forth with us? And allow ourselves to step into that positive energy loop, right? And that's a constant for us that we're going to be doing. There is, with the Tower that came in, and the angel that came in was hope. And I'm going to pull in another angel card, because that's what they're telling me to do. So I'm going to, where are my angel cards? These angel cards, I'm going to pull in another one. I just pulled it from the deck. And it's surrender your battles. Oh my God. Surrender your battles. What are you battling? What are you battling? What is that battle? And there is this, with this North Node in Gemini and Mars coming up to the North Node, squaring off Mercury. It's like, what are you battling? What is it that's that constant energy that's coming in for you? Because if we look at a 19-year cycle, so somebody gave me, I heard, I think it was Anne was talking about this, and she's talking about Cuomo, who is the governor, I believe, of New York. 19 years ago, his wife walked away from him with his best friend. And he stepped away in that primary, stepped away from his political career at that time. Now, coming forward 19 years, he is now under scrutiny. He's under some kind of, of numbers or whatever's going on there. And he's being accused of womanizing or sexually assaulting women. So there's something there he didn't deal with. Right? So, and it's coming up. The truth is coming up. And of course, everybody in the political party is angry with him. So there's something there that is coming up. So this is, the thing is that maybe you did deal with a lot of things that 19 years ago. And, now it's that releasement of moving forward. You're seeing it, you're feeling it, you're allowing yourself to go forward. So with Mars coming in here, it is looking at the battle of what you are releasing. What are you releasing? What is that battle you are releasing? And you are surrendering and you're saying, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done I'm done with the lies, or I'm done with, I'm going to embrace more of my own energy. I'm going to embrace something that is for me, so that I can come into a newness and a renewal. And as I come into this renewal, and I come into this beautiful energy, and the Eight of Pentacles was reversed this morning, and the Eight of Pentacles being reversed is, there might be an indication that you are expending all of your energies in your work and neglecting your relationships. Hence, we're coming into a full moon in Libra. That has to do with relationships. So what do you have to work on within? Maybe it's your relationships within your own self. Maybe this is the relationships with others. So because failing to make time for your personal interest and mental well-being, are you making time for your mental well-being? Are you making time for this? Or are you doing escapism? Are you taking yourself into a place that doesn't allow for you to overcome it? Within coming into your spirit. I know yogis that they don't need drugs. They don't need anything like that. I tell people I can get high just meditating. I don't need a psychedelic. I can go on my own psychedelic trip very easily. It's taken practice. It just didn't happen overnight. It's a constant of coming into my body and accepting a lot of my own traumas, my own, inner demons. And that's, part of the work that we do. And it's a constant work. It's a constant work, right? It is a constant work. For those who took my karmic release last year, we're coming up to a year. So you got to go through. And for those who've taken the karmic release, go back. Where were you a year ago? Where are you now? What has happened? What has transcended? What is still the same? What are you still working on? Right? This is this energy. And yeah, deep breaths. Are you doing breath work? Are you doing Qigong? Are you doing, this is all a part of our experience, our journey, and bringing that love into our everyday way. Because there's two things, love or fear. Are you coming into the love? Are you experiencing that love and really watching the words that you are saying? Are you watching that which is coming out of your mouth? Because what we say is a spell. Our words are a spell. So remember, Mercury's in Pisces. Mercury in Pisces is a spell. You can have a positive one, or you can have a black magic. You can have, what kind of magic are you dealing with in your life right now? Last year, when Mercury was in Pisces, he retrograded, and there was a big spell that was put on upon us. What is that dark magic? Are we stepping away from that and really stepping into our body? And that's where Mars is coming in and saying questioning, right? You know, not often do I like what I hear from you, but it's because it's what I need to hear and do. I know. I thank you. Thank you. Sometimes, yes, I know I can trigger people. I know that. And I think that's really part of my persona. That's part of what I come in to do in this world, is to trigger people, is to get them to step forward and step into, their energy. And this is true spiritual growth that we're coming into. As we are stepping into this springtime and this energy of going for this is spiritual growth. And spiritual growth can be, like just, having a new puppy, and just that new puppy, it just, yes. But with that new puppy comes work, you have to take the puppy out. You have to train the puppy. You have to make sure the puppy eats. You got to make sure the puppy feels safe. All of these things about a puppy that you need to do, right? So this is where we've come into, and from last year to this year, this energy of stepping out of the darkness, of stepping into the newness. And that's where we're at. We're stepping into the newness. We're stepping into something new, something transformational and abundant for ourselves. And as we do this, and as we step into this is going to bring us the inspiration, because we do have the inner strength. We do have what it takes, because information is going to come in, but we got to question it. We got to question what's coming forward for us, and allow ourselves to step into that energy of transformation, and how we do it, and how we can come into our clarity and step into that clarity for our own selves and bring it forward into the day-to-day. Now, if you didn't get my blog from yesterday, I'm going to post it up on my Facebook so that you can have a read. It's like looking at our own. Looking at things that are within our own lives, looking at what isn't going, how can we step out of the negative and step into the positive, and looking at the stressors that are in our life. And this blog that I wrote yesterday, it took me a while just to, because the information coming through, and I tried to, sometimes when I write, it's like getting out of the negative loop. Sometimes when I write, it is very difficult for me to, sometimes it's all channeled. So when I and people comment, oh, well, you got spelling errors. Well, I'm sorry, I don't go back and always read. And it's like there's just information that comes through that I just need to get out, right? And need to get out. So it is getting out of the negative loop and allowing ourselves to get out of that negative loop. And, many times that inner bitch rises and you get triggered by an event and you can't get out of it. And it could very much be very detrimental to you, and it can be exhausting, and it can be so disappointing because we go through constant disappointments in ourselves. And I'm sure every single one of you, every single one of you is, feels that, I'm sure this is where I think we can all agree on, is that we beat ourselves up. And yes, it is important to be accountable for ourselves. It is important to keep ourselves in check, but at the same time, we can bury ourselves into the ground. So when we're going through a negative cycle, it is very important to watch how we are are conversating, with ourselves, because we might have got into a negative cycle through negative conversation with ourselves. We have a deep relationship with ourselves. If you like it or not, who do you spend the most time talking to every single day? It is you. And we are in our own minds. So if you're going back and forth and, you wake up in the morning and we wake up in the bathroom, and who do you see first? You see yourself. What are you saying to yourself in the morning? What is that conversation you're having with yourself? And I understand. I'm not saying to be positive 100% of the time, but this is where, we got to disregard the negative in our life, and not all. But what I am saying is using the word to spark the light within, to produce a positive action that could break us out of the negative loop and take us out of that loop and take us out, because that tower can be happening in our life right now. And the thing is, it's like, how are you transforming that energy? And what is that? What is the word that you are using? Words are powerful. Words can be used in very many different ways. So allowing yourself to look at the words that you are using, and yes, bring in the positive. And sometimes it's, like, it could be like, I am getting stronger each and every day. Yes, I am getting more powerful each day. Yes, I am bountiful. Yes, I am beautiful. Yes. Using the affirmations are very, because we hear a narrative every day. We hear a certain narrative, and it's that spell. Either we can break the spell or we can continue on in it. And with that Mercury in Pisces, it's a spell. There's energy that comes in that casts us under a cascade of energy, and it's up to us. Okay, what is it that I am going to hear? What is that? Where am I going to break that narrative, break that spell, so I am able to arise in my strength, arise in my beauty, so that I can surrender that battle. And in surrendering the battle doesn't mean that you have to just fight it all down, but a lot of times surrendering the battle is to recognize it, to say, yeah, okay, this does give me anxiety. This does cause this to me. And in doing that, doesn't mean just to recognize it is the biggest part. It's the biggest part. And that's where we are today, is recognizing that battle, recognizing that energy within, so that we are able to stand up within our own strength, within our beauty, and come into a beautifulness, right? That's what we want to do. You all, my beautiful coffee house friends here, you are all beautiful. You are all having that substance within you, and it's stepping into that beauty, stepping into that substance. So you're able to create even more beauty for yourselves. So today, step into that beauty, step into that positiveness. I got the sun coming in. It's behind a cloud, but it's still coming in. Whoa, there we go. Okay, hang on. Anyways, we're going to allow it to come in for a minute. Maybe we'll go this way. Just allow it to come in. So allowing for that beautiful energy to transform you and to step forward into it. So, my loves, I'm going to send you out with beautiful, positive vibrations, even though we got the Tower card, but we're going to surrender to that battle. We're going to surrender it because we know that the light of hope is there with us. The light is there. The light is allowing us to celebrate and dance and bring in that beauty and that dancing and that joyousness, so that we no longer stay in that negativeness. And it is allowing us to inspire each one person by just giving them a smile, by saying thank you. Have a fabulous day. Take a look. I have, on the Guru Mama page, thegurumama.com, I do have the fairy workshop is coming up. We also have, what other workshops? We have the Angel Alchemy workshop coming up, working with the angels in a beautiful medicine wheel, and bringing in the female archangels with that. So we're expanding the wheel from 16 to about 34 angels in this wheel. Holy fuck. That's so powerful. Bringing that energy, allowing that energy to ground into this world, so that we are able to step into our beautiful magic. Same with the fairy workshop. Workshop is that I show you how to do positive spells, bringing in that positiveness, and in stepping into the goddess energy, and bringing forth that beautiful goddess energy, so that you can all be a goddess, and really revel into that beauty of the goddess, and stepping into the beauty of the goddess. So, my loves, have a fabulous day. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, and all that you be, and all that you do. Blessed be everybody. And thank you so much for being a part of my journey, for being here, and being a part of the coffee house, right? Blessed be everybody. All out of coffee. Need another cup, maybe. Blessings. Bye-bye.